December 7th, 1941, a date which will live in infamy. The United States of America was suddenly and deliberately attacked.
I want to talk to you plainly tonight about what we're doing in Korea. In the simplest terms, what we're doing in Korea is this. We're trying to prevent a third world war.
The true peacekeepers are those men who stand out there on the DMZ at this very hour, taking the worst that the enemy can give. The true peacekeepers are the soldiers who are breaking the terrorist grip around the villages of Vietnam.
From the moment Operation Desert Storm commenced on January 16th until the time the guns fell silent at midnight 1 week ago, this nation has watched its sons and daughters with pride, watched over them with prayer.
Steadfast in our purpose, we now press on. We have known freedom's price. We have shown freedom's power. And in this great conflict, my fellow Americans, we will see freedom's victory.
God bless the fallen, and God bless the United States of America. Thank you very much.
This is Mayor Tom Morrissey, and it is my honor to speak about my fallen brethren on this day of commemoration of their great sacrifice for all those of us who remain living under the blessings of liberty. There is a difference between Memorial Day and Veterans Day, and that difference is the living and the dead. On Veterans Day, we celebrate all who have served our country in the military. And on Memorial Day, we honor those who have given their lives for our country. Thomas Jefferson said so many years ago, "The tree of liberty must be refreshed from time to time, the blood of patriots and tyrants." This is as true today as it was then, and that was 250 years ago. We honor today this great sacrifice of our patriots and acknowledge freely a debt that can never be paid. Thank you.
On this Memorial Day, please pause from all that is happening in our lives to honor and reflect on an extraordinary group of heroes who have given so much to all of us and our country. These brave men and women who have made the ultimate sacrifice to protect our freedoms and our way of life deserve our deepest gratitude. We owe these veterans and their families a debt that can never be repaid for what they have given all of us. This special day gives us the opportunity to remember family members who have served, as well as friends and neighbors who were not able to come home to the country they loved and fought so bravely to protect. Take time to think about the true meaning of Memorial Day and the special meaning it has to the families who have lost loved ones. Strive to make sure our children recognize the importance of keeping the memories of our veterans alive so that each new generation honors and appreciates the great sacrifices our veterans made to ensure all of the freedoms we now share. Please enjoy this very special day with the gratitude and pride it so very much deserves. Our veterans, most surely, would have wanted it that way.
Hi, I'm Police Chief Ron Tischer from the Town of Payson Police Department. Thank you for this opportunity to provide our thoughts and prayers to on this upcoming Memorial Day. I know we've all been cooped up for another year almost, and I know everybody's itching to get out and enjoy the 3-day weekend coming up. But Memorial Day is a stark and painful reminder to many of us who have lost loved ones and friends and relatives and comrades. So during this Memorial Day, take a little time out and remember those that have sacrificed everything they've had to provide the life that we can enjoy and the life that hopefully we're getting back to normal here soon. So, on behalf of the police department, we'd just like to extend our gratitude for all those that have served and have been traumatized by the effects of war and who have lost loved ones and really pay the ultimate sacrifice. So that's what Memorial Day is about, and that's what we're doing at the police department. So please take a little time out of your long weekend here and remember those that have gave everything so we can afford the freedoms that we enjoy each and every day here in the town of Payson throughout this country. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Dave Staub, Fire Chief with the Town of Payson Fire Department, and I want to thank Colonel Sano for inviting me to participate again in the Memorial Day events. Unfortunately, we can't be together again. I'd really hoped we could, but we can't. Maybe by Veterans Day, we'll see. This year was a little tougher for me to find something. I've usually talked about the differences between Memorial Day, Veterans Day, and Armed Forces Day. And I really wanted to find a Medal of Honor medic, actually a corpsman, to talk about. And I looked at several that actually represent Memorial Day. They were killed in action. But I settled on actually the newest corpsman to receive the Medal of Honor, Edward Byers. So Edward Byers was born August 4th, 1979, and he enlisted in the United States Navy in September 1998. He became a hospital corpsman. He first served at Great Lakes Naval Hospital and was later attached to the 2nd Battalion, 2nd Marines in 1999 and deployed with the 26th Marine Expeditionary Unit on the USS Austin. He attended basic underwater demolition SEAL training in 2002, so he was an enlisted sailor who did not go in on the contract of being a SEAL. He became a SEAL. He was assigned his first SEAL team in May of 2004 after attending Special Operations Combat Medic course. On December 5th, 2012, an American physician, Dr. Joseph, who had been working as with an aid organization, was captured by the Taliban along with 2 Afghans while returning to their base in Kabul. The U.S. military gathered some intelligence and figured out that they were concerned that by December 9th he would either be killed or moved. So on the night of December 8th, Byers and his unit were inserted by helicopter. They hiked over 4 hours over difficult terrain to reach the compound. And in spite of the darkness, an armed guard spotted the SEALs within roughly 75 feet and raised the alarm. Petty Officer First Class Nicholas Shikwik, unfortunately I'll probably mess up his name, sprinted forward, killed the guard, and entered the compound. Byers was just behind him. Once inside the compound, Petty Officer First Class Chick was shot by a Taliban fighter from within a single room where the hostages were. Byers went into the room, shooting the armed Taliban fighter, tackling and straddling another insurgent who was scrambling to the corner room to get his rifle. Byers then adjusted his night vision goggles to see whether he was the American hostage. He didn't know who he had pinned. He heard Dr. Joseph call out in English. Byers killed the insurgent he was straddling, then hurled himself on top of Dr. Joseph to protect him from harm. At the same time, Byers pinned another militant to the wall with a hand to the throat until another SEAL shot him. Byers, the unit's medic, attempted to resuscitate Sheik on the ground and during the 40-minute flight back to Bagram. Unfortunately, he was not successful, and Petty Officer First Class Sheik was posthumously awarded the Navy Cross for his actions. His commander recommended Byers for the Medal of Honor because of his actions that night, and was subsequently awarded the Medal of Honor. I want to talk a little bit about this gentleman who he retired as a Command Master Chief in the Navy. He earned his Special Warfare Insignia, the Medal of Honor, the Bronze Medal with V for Valor, and 3 stars, the Purple Heart with 1 star, Meritorious Service Medal, the Joint Service Commendation with the Combat V device, the Navy Marine Corps Commendation Medal with Combat V device and 2 stars, the Combat Action Ribbon with 2 stars, Presidential Unit Citation with 2 Bronze Stars, Joint Meritorious Unit Award with 1 Oak Leaf Cluster, Navy Unit Commendation, the Battle E, Navy Good Conduct Medal, Fleet Marine Force Ribbon, the National Defense Service Medal, the Afghan Campaign Medal with 3 service stars, the Iraq Campaign Medal with 2 service stars, Global War on Terrorism with 1 service star. I'll scroll through here. He was also a Navy Rifle Marksman, a Navy Pistol Marksman, Navy Parachute Badge, and the Office of Joint Chiefs of Staff Identification Badge. He's a licensed paramedic in his civilian life. He has a bachelor's degree in strategic studies. I just wanted to talk, married with 1 daughter. I probably should mention that as well. I just wanted to talk about Chief Byers just because I think he exemplifies all of our young men and women who are serving today and all the young men and women who never returned home, the reason why Memorial Day exists. So as we go through this holiday weekend and we have our cookouts and our family gatherings and our camping trips, I'd like everybody to remember people like Chief Byers and the ones who didn't make it back, and that's why we have this weekend. Thank you very much, Colonel Sano, for the opportunity to speak. Thank you, everybody, for listening, and have a great weekend.
Hi, I'm Randy Roberson. For the second year in a row, Memorial Day looks a little different than in years past. In many cases, our backyard barbecues and get-togethers are replaced by video chats and other marvels of modern technology. Still, we hold on to some semblance of what life was and what we know it will return to. And the memories and emotions this day bring, well, they're always the same. For countless families all across our nation, Memorial Day is a stark and often painful reminder of those who were never afforded the opportunity to be honored as veterans for their service to our community. Their service is a true expression of selfless service, one that no one would probably pick for themselves. Whether they volunteered at a time of war, served during peacetime, or just never expected to wear our nation's uniform until their draft card arrived, they still represent the best America has to offer. We feel their loss roaming the sacred hills of Arlington National Cemetery and in other final resting places all around the world. Too many mothers, fathers, siblings, and children feel the immense weight of seeing an empty chair year-round. For them, Memorial Day brings to the forefront what is always operating in the background. Sending off a loved one so that they can serve in combat, it must be a surreal experience. I suspect conflicting emotions of fear and pride are present in the minds of both the service member and their family. Like any other send-off, you hold them tight, tell them that you love them, and you watch them head out until they're no longer in sight. But what makes sending a loved one off to a war is very different, and it's an all too real possibility that a uniformed military officer and a chaplain may end up showing up at your doorstep to deliver devastating news to you. Well, this is going to be the 20th year that we've been at war, longer than any American conflict that came before. About 2.7 million Americans have served in Iraq and Afghanistan, and over half of them deployed more than once. Those who returned are now our community members, our neighbors, and our friends. In fact, I'm confident if you take time to learn about any veteran where you live, you'll be floored by the stories of service and sacrifice, known only to those who witnessed it firsthand. Then there are the unbelievably brave accounts of heroes who can no longer speak for themselves. Well, it's up to us to not only tell their stories, but to honor their service and their memory by ensuring their families and survivors are truly cared for. For instance, Army Sergeant First Class Alwyn Cash. Alwyn Cash will become the first black service member to receive the Medal of Honor for actions in Iraq and Afghanistan. Sergeant Cash died on November 8, 2005, 22 days after his Bradley fighting vehicle struck a roadside bomb in Iraq. It was the 35-year-old's second combat deployment to Iraq since the 2003 invasion. The explosion that rocked the Bradley vehicle ruptured its fuel cell, engulfing the heavily fortified vehicle and its occupants in flames. Not long after that, enemy bullets rained down on their position, but that did not stop Sergeant Cash from acting to save his soldiers. Drenched in fuel, he pulled the driver, who was still on fire, from the burning vehicle. Once those flames were put out, he returned to the Bradley, only to have fire catch on his gas-soaked uniform. Well, by the time he got each one of the 6 other soldiers out alive, more than 70% of his body was covered in second and third-degree burns. Despite all of this, he insisted on being the last person on a medical evacuation helicopter flight out. Well, 4 of those soldiers ended up making the ultimate sacrifice. Along with Sergeant First Class Cash, they joined the ranks of heroes taken from us far too soon. It's impossible to know what was going through his mind during those critical moments, following the attack. But we may be able to catch a glimpse by listening to former Army Captain Flo Groberg, a Medal of Honor recipient who, in Afghanistan back in 2012, put himself between a suicide bomber and his soldiers. Thankfully, Groberg survived the vest as the vest exploded and the terrorist was pushed away from the formation. He said, quote, "In combat, there might be a moment where you have to make a decision that will more than likely dictate whether or not you live or die. When you're willing to put yourself in front of that bullet, in front of that suicide bomber, in front of that mortar, in front of that anything that's going to kill you for your men, that's love." Now, we may not know what was going, through his mind, but what we do know is that Sergeant First Class Alwyn Cash loved his soldiers. The harsh reality of war and military service in general is not that everyone is going to make it home. Let us honor the memory of heroes no longer with us, and let us strive to live up to the example set by such selfless patriots each and every day. Thank you for joining us for this special Memorial Day tribute. We appreciate it very much. May God bless you, and may God bless the United States of America.